Hi, I'm Amber. I'm 18 years old, and at school, I'm the princess. Everything about my life seems perfect. My designer bags, my popular group of friends, and my grades that are all A's. But at home, it's a different story. My parents are obsessive. One mistake, one grade lower than a 9, and the atmosphere in the house turns into an icy war. Last night, they were at a fancy charity event. I was home alone, walking down the basement stairs when I heard it. A smack and then a girl's voice pleading, "Please, I finished my homework. Can I sleep for an hour now?" I stood there, stunned. I knew my father had brought the keys to the gala, so I could do nothing but wait. When they finally came home around midnight, I saw my chance. My father threw his keys on the counter. I grabbed them and slipped down to the basement. I pulled open the heavy door and descended into a clinically white bunker. There, behind a glass wall, sat a girl who looked exactly like me. She sat at a desk that was a carbon copy of mine. Around her lay thousands of sheets of paper, covered in my handwriting. All my essays, my summaries, all my math assignments. Everything I thought I'd done myself was there. But I didn't have time to think. Suddenly, I heard a wild roar from the top of the stairs. My father was standing there, his face red with rage. He stormed down, grabbed my arm, and dragged me with brutal force up the stairs, back to the living room. He threw the keys on the table and began to threaten. "You have no idea what you've done, Amber. You're putting our entire lives in danger. If you break this contract, we'll all end up in the gutter." The days that followed were hell. I was kept under strict surveillance. My phone was confiscated, my bedroom door was unlocked, and they watched me every minute of the day. I was only allowed to eat if I proved I knew my lessons. The pressure was inhumane. But last night they made a mistake. They thought they had broken me. My father left the basement door ajar while he made a phone call upstairs. With my heart in my throat, I slipped inside into the darkness. I had to know who that girl was. I reached the glass wall again, but this time it was dark downstairs. "Amber!" A sudden, icy voice came from a shadow behind me. I turned around. My father was standing there, his eyes numb. "Put down the keys. You know we can't use witnesses in this contract, not even our own daughter." I realized he no longer saw me as his child, but as a threat to his wealth. I looked through the glass at my doppelganger. She was now standing near the window, a razor-sharp pen in her hand glinting in the dim light. She gave me a look I'll never forget and whispered through the intercom. "Switch with me, Amber. Let him take me upstairs and you sit here. It's the only way any of us will survive."